everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. And we have a very special guest today who is Rob. Well, I'll point the other way, Rob. The cameras are backwards. Welcome from Salty Sharks Uprising.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. I'd say welcome from sunny Queensland, but it's not sunny right now. It is teeming down with rain. So
when I was living over there, it was like a drought.
Yeah, well, we've gone through plenty of that, but it's about 2 or 3 days of non-stop rain at the moment. So all good. We need it. So no complaints. So
fantastic. I love the little intro video that you guys have got.
Thank you.
As you know, I've had a little bit of a play around. I've gone into your amphitheater and I was running around collecting coins and stuff like that. So all of that works really cool and it looks damn good. Like it's, I know that in some of your videos you've got the footage of it and you don't really understand it till you're actually immersed in it. But it's pretty cool.
Thank you for that.
Very cool, I should say.
Yeah, it's we're slowly. Well, we'll not say slowly, but we're getting there every week. We're adding new content and delivering on the main key deliverables that we set out to achieve. So I'm pretty happy with the progress, especially given at this point in I suppose in our mint, which is obviously one of the main funding sources at the moment until the rest of these things go live. It's certainly we've certainly developed a lot of content, which is really good for the holders, good for us. So
no, you've certainly got a fair bit of stuff. Now essentially you guys are into conservation. I understand all of that, but obviously we're going to tell the people what it is that you guys do and what different companies or whatever that you're participating with in regards to that. But also the thing that you're an NFT project.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're definitely an NFT project. We're a blend of Web 2 and Web 3. It's not just all Web 3. So we're, I suppose, starting at the beginning. We're a company registered in Australia, a private company. We set up in September of 2021 is when we started, and we launched the NFT. The first NFT collection, or the NFT collection, the primary one, in November of 2021. So we're a entertainment and education brand focused on marine species conservation. That's, in a nutshell, a really good description of what we do. So we're about reframing the narrative on sharks and reframing them from villains to heroes, because they have been through media and movies and news articles, and any time there's any conversation about interactions with sharks, it's always painted as the shark's the villain. You know, it's shark attack.
And
Jaws, yeah, of course, we all grew up with that. And even
that was the first thing I said to you.
I know. Even the writer of Jaws has gone on record as saying he regrets writing that because of the negative impact it's had on sharks. And I've been a diver most of my adult life. I'm a rescue diver qualified. And I've spent a lot of time diving around sharks. And I got to tell you, it is so far from the truth in terms of what they're like as a species. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you some stories later of some very interesting interactions with sharks. But I guess the point of it is that, sharks aren't the bad guys. And they've been vilified to a point with that, combined with overfishing for things like shark fin, which is a delicacy in some countries. Those two things combined have brought about a scenario where there are 75 species of shark that are critically endangered. And there are over 70% of all shark species are threatened or worse on the international scale. So that's a diabolical scenario for a species, an apex predator species that has been around since prehistoric years, millions of years, and should not be going extinct on our watch. So that's the reason we're doing it. It's not just sharks, it's also other marine species, but predominantly sharks.
It all sort of ties in at some point anyway. So
correct. The ocean ecosystems are so important to the world that we live in. 50 to 70% of the world's oxygen supply is generated in our oceans. So if ocean health deteriorates to the point where that stops happening or is deteriorated significantly, all life on the planet is going to be impacted, no matter where you live. You know, you're going to be as impacted on your farm as I'm going to be impacted, you know, if I was on the coast. So that doesn't matter. So
it's amazing with ecosystems when you have a disruption or a loss of diversity, how it plays into so many species having trouble, and it just ends up, you know, that's why they keep talking about tipping points and stuff like that. But the idea of your program is to work with other companies as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we set up, when we set up, we were intent upon being not just for Web3 people. It's not the intent. It's to be for everybody. And we partnered with a conservation partner in the US called Fins Attached. And they're a conservation agency, a not-for-profit that's based out of the US. And Alex is the CEO, and he's been a lifetime conservationist for sharks. And they're uniquely positioned to impact and be lobbyists, if you will, for shark conservation. So they do research, they do shark tagging, they do lobbying. They attended the last CITES convention in Panama, which was in actually a year ago. And where 4 new species of shark were added to the World Protection Lists, which was amazing, despite the objections of certain countries, which I won't go into.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But and then in December last year, they were part of, instrumental in the framing of the Shark Fin Elimination Act in the United States, which was signed into law by the president in December. And that act makes it illegal to ship or transport shark fin through the United States, which is huge because that was a major hub, transportation hub, between the illegal fishing grounds in South America through the United States and then to Asian markets. So a massive benefit to sharks globally when that is disrupted. So we partnered with them, and we fund shark tags for shark tag research, which is part of our Adopt a Shark program for our community. So 10% of all our mint funds go direct to shark tags and shark tagging activities to gather more research. Now, you might think, well, how much does that really gather? But, you know, ultimately, there's still so much we don't know about certain sharks. I recently put out a video, which is on our YouTube channel only a few days ago, about whale sharks, which is one of the species that's
I watched
featured,
that one.
Yeah, featured in our collection. And there's so much about that species we just don't know anything about. You know, their breeding patterns and where they breed, and there's so much about their migration we just don't understand. And yet they're also an endangered species. So, yeah, the shark tagging is a very critical data gathering activity, and it costs money. So that's part of what we're funding with our collection. So.
Well, you know, like I was talking to you in private, how you know, we got pay TV here, and you, like on Foxtel, they've got like Shark Week, and that's coming up again shortly, where they show all those sort of well, a few of those tagging programs, and you know, you gaining information and trying to figure out, you know, what goes on in the marine world. Obviously, it's not clearly within our sight, so you got to have methods of being able to try and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And you were saying something really cool about lemon sharks.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of shark species, and they all act a little bit differently and all have their unique characteristics. And lemon sharks are particularly interesting because they're almost like the dogs of the sea. You know, they are. They love pats. They love physical affection. They love having their skin rubbed, you know. And when they find divers diving, they often go up to those divers and sort of seek them out to get pats and attention and that sort of stuff. And then they kind of adopt the diver, and then they scare other sharks away from that diver because they're like, "That's mine. That's my diver." So they're very affectionate, and you wouldn't expect it, but it's very true. And the same is true some other ones like. Leopard sharks are another great example, and zebra sharks, another great example. So they get curious about divers, and so when they see divers, they like to come up and have a really good look at them and swim close to them. And they can be quite large too, but they're not aggressive in any way, and they're not a threat to humans. But they're just an inquisitive species. You know, they want to know who are these people that are coming into their world. So yeah, it's interesting.
Well, it's like whale sharks. You got something so damn big, but the organisms they eat are so small. You know, like the biggest things seem to survive on the littlest things, don't they? Like,
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it's just unreal how it works like that. But
They scoop
obviously,
up so much
yeah.
in a bucket sort of thing. It's like me at a smorgasbord. It's horrible. Just scooping up so much food and just putting it in. So no, they're really cool, and they're spectacular species. One of my goals, I haven't done it yet, but one of my goals is to dive with whale sharks, because there's a couple of places you can do it in WA, in particular up near Esperance. You can do it,
Yep.
and it's one of my goals to get over there because I haven't done that yet, and they're just such a beautiful species. So.
Hello to Justin for popping
Hey,
up.
Justin.
Oh, there we go. And is he from your side of the fence? Or
Yeah, Justin is been a long-time supporter of our brand.
it's just a new person's name, that's all. So
No, he's
no,
using
that's
his
good.
real
That's
name.
good.
So, yeah, long-time
Thank you.
supporter, massive supporter. I love him dearly.
So thank you very much, Justin, for calling in. It's really nice to meet you, even though I'm not looking at you. But thank you very much for joining in. And Leon, as always, Leon's probably our biggest supporter we have, and I think I could say that without a doubt. Leon's just bloody hell. If you ever want a big supporter or a fair dinkum honest supporter, Leon's the man. He's really, really good. And so it's great to have obviously two really nice and wonderful people of the community here. And if anyone else wants to jump in the chat and ask questions, please do so. I only have a farmer's repertoire of things to say, so maybe you've got some more intelligent things to discuss, and then please feel free to do it. G'day, Jason.
Don't sell yourself short. You keep doing that. Don't do that. I told you already. Farmers are one of the smartest people around. Some of the stuff they do.
You just gotta play stupid. That's all.
It doesn't work. One of the things I like about what you're doing with Cause for Calves is the fact that you're bringing people together in a family environment, which is the same focus we've had for the last 2 years as well. It's amazing what you can do in an environment like that with a community of like-minded people. And I just love, hey, Justin, I just love the, Jerry is my nickname in Discord, by the way.
Yeah. I'll say that.
Rob is my name, obviously. And the whole community and family orientation.
You better say hello to Jason before he gets upset with you.
Oh, no. Hey, Jason, good to see you again, mate. Thank you for joining us. So from that perspective, I just love how you operate. I think you operate from a real genuine heart, a place of genuine heart. And I think that mirrors what we do. So I'm really proud of the opportunity to get to work with you. So
yeah. And I was always sort of looking around trying to find connections within the space, because the community where we were birthed from is a community that's been rather well damaged in recent times, and not the calf community per se, but the broader community of where we were established. So it made things very difficult for a genuine refi project to sort of become more mainstream. And so it was really hard where, a lot of investors really look for the sex appeal in something for the quick hit, the sugar rush, the bit of adrenaline, they're watching this wild chart action going on or something, and yeah, righto. But refi projects aren't like that. Like what we prefer to do, and I'm sure I'm not putting words in your mouth, is to get long-term support. So it's more of a organically grow your community through these types of connections, exactly what we're doing now and have been doing for the last week or more, to formulate these connections, which as work together, we can actually achieve more with joint networking that we've got, where I can help to contribute with people to the table and vice versa. It just makes it, oh, Whale Miner's here. Great to see you, Whale Miner. Thank you very much.
I couldn't agree more with you, mate. At the end of the day, it's funny because the cryptocurrency market, and you talk about your origins, where your origin was, and I agree that you've had a bumpy road from that with the.
I've shown you all of the details of what it was about.
But in many respects, the NFT market is exactly the same. I mean, it has been so full of rugs and fraud and deception and bad actors that it's got the same reputation. As a whole market, even, which is just really disappointing. And we've been sitting there riding through the whole period of time, the whole market growth, going from a bull market to a bear market, and now obviously we're hopefully starting to come out of that bear market. But we've been there the entire time and doing the exact same thing, just growth, just organic growth. Ones and twos, word of mouth, people of like mind, people who want to buy into the purpose and the mission. Because you're right, it's not the sexy endorphin rush that these pump and dumps are, but at the same time, you don't get wrecked in the process. If you're there for the long term and you believe in a sustainable business vision, because business practices, doesn't matter whether it's Web 2 or Web 3, the same business practices that are successful in Web 2 will be successful in Web 3. And so to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say that, Web 3's got to do things differently, and it's got to be 20-year-olds and fly-by-nighters with no experience, it just doesn't work, because that's not a sustainable business. It's a pump and dump. They don't know how to build businesses. They just know how to con people out of money, sadly. So, we're interested in that long-term investment strategy. We're interested in providing value, utility, return on investment over time, and we're already doing that now. So to be able to deliver all of that on 32% of our mint, I think is remarkable, because I don't know very many NFT projects that could claim the same. Most of them, they mint out, they make millions of dollars, and they do nothing with it, or they steal it, or they frit it away on crap. And then they go back to their community and say, well, we're going to release another collection because we run out of money. And it's like, well, you're just robbing the same people twice. So, from our perspective, it's about, we've released our one collection.
Yep.
And in 2 years, we've not gone back and released another NFT collection. We're sticking with that collection until it's minted out. And we've only added value in terms of our comics. We've minted a small selection of comics, which relate back to the story.
And you're the writer as well.
I am.
That's really cool that you've got this vision that you can actually put it into something tangible, and it fits and it works. Like, that's really cool to be able to have that foresight to put the pieces together. So
we're
don't sell yourself short.
We're building a multiverse. That's the purpose of it, and that multiverse has to be based around story.
I know.
And
cool.
an adventure story. Thank you. Yeah, and it's really in depth. I mean, we've got over 4.5 hours of audiobook already. We've got adventure stories that appear as quests in our Minecraft game. We've got adventure story that appears as campaigns in our trading card game that's coming. So it's all interlinked really well and really nicely. And then all of it becomes an education platform that we're then going to be delivering to schools globally to help deliver the message on shark conservation and marine species conservation.
A little bit later on, we'll play your next video, which is to show your the next generations of aquariums. The sorts of things that you guys got in the pipeline, which seriously just blows my mind what you guys are doing.
It's and this is something interesting, because I know we've had conversations previously, or over the last few days, about things that we can do together. And I was thinking about that in terms of our Metaverse Education Center. So obviously, we're building this Oceans of the World Aquarium Center, which is an education platform in the metaverse. And we've already built elements of it, which you've seen, like the Expo Center, the Isle of Avalon, that exists and is part of it. The Holders Lounge is part of it, which is another one. And these are elements of the larger center. And as we go, each element is being built out and added to the whole. But in the lobby, the main lobby of the education center, which is a 3-level building with heaps of different features, offices, and so forth, actually includes an area for shops and for booths permanent booths for other brands to offer their products and services, because these are perpetual environments that people will be coming to on a regular basis and in large numbers. So, one of the things I was thinking about is that other refi projects should have a brand presence in this space, in that environment, to perpetually offer their services, their product, their tokens, and so forth, and their purpose. Sorry, Jason. The purpose of Salty Sharks is to help preserve shark species, and also turtles and rays, and reframe sharks from villains to heroes. So, as I mentioned right early on, you might not have been here for that bit, but our purpose is to reframe that narrative around sharks, and to do so through adventure story. Because when you're educating people on any topic, doesn't matter what it is, if you can do it through story, engaging story, that captures the heart and mind of an audience, then the message resonates better, and it's more lasting, and it has greater impact. So we use adventure story and comics and games to educate people on the importance of sharks and shark species, such that we can build that rapport, that heart rapport with sharks and the different species, by creating characters that they can resonate with. And by doing that, and by giving to our conservation partner, Fins Attached, which is driving that conservation and research side of it in the US, then we are making a sustainable difference. And as I mentioned, 4 new shark species added to the World Protection List, and the Shark Fin Elimination Act in the US are 2 big key things that we've been a part of. Admittedly, our part is smaller, but we've been a part of that through our conservation partner, through the funds that we've raised. So that's our purpose, mate. No, not specifically about removing shark nets from the beaches per se. That's a policy issue that we are fighting from a lobbying perspective. So our conservation agencies are actually the ones who are driving, because they're the ones doing it from a point of reputable or considered reputable knowledge of their topic, because they're the marine biologists, etc. So we work with them in terms of funding, so that they have got the funding they need to lobby the governments to deliver on better practices around sharks. Now, they do that by delivering better research and data and information on the practices of migration and habits of sharks, such that we can find better ways to protect the beaches and not kill them in these shark nets. So shark nets are certainly something which has got to be eliminated and removed over time, but it's got to be done in the right way, with the right information and data that informs the governments on the right policies. So, yes, mate, I don't disagree.
Yep.
I don't disagree with you, but the method in delivering that outcome has got to be structured, and it's got to be systematic. So, yeah, and Justin actually is getting to name one of the sharks that is getting a satellite shark tag in February.
Oh, wicked! Yeah, because you told me about that. That's cool. Well done, Justin. Good on you.
Yeah, so they get deployed in February with Fins Attached, and he gets to name one of them. So it's really cool.
Oh, wicked! Good stuff. Yeah, no, that's excellent. Like any project, you need participants, right? And, as we've spoken about, both projects in refi find it a little bit difficult to have the sexy factor. And we're not doing any fake hype stuff. Like, we're not selling hopes and dreams and that just get people to ape in, and all of a sudden, you've got all these resources coming in because of people just doing their actions. But we would obviously really like, out of all of this, is the community that don't know you, that are from our side of the fence, to jump across, have a look at what you guys are doing, and give you every piece of support you can get. Buy your NFTs, participate in the things that you are doing in your project, and hopefully the same vice versa. Because ultimately that is what we're really lacking, is just the size of the community. The reason why we're lacking on the size is because we haven't done any fake,
FOMO.
getting sending out the promoters to get you a whole heap of bots and stuff like that that does no Discord any good.
Yeah.
We're just being, it's the term that's used now as organic growth. Well, that's essentially what it is, and this is all part of that, is by working together to get people to join each other's Discords, participate in the things that are going on, make suggestions, listen to the ideas of the direction where you're going, and obviously I can explain the things about what we do to people that are coming, but it's up to you to obviously help out the people that know about calves but don't know about sharks and other marine life, and that's where it's really good if we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the approaches I take, and I think that, and I know you do this as well, but one of the approaches that I take is I think that we as founders of these businesses have a responsibility to our investors and potential investors to win their trust, to win their belief in what we're doing, and win their support. Yep. And we do that by inviting people into the community, obviously, as you do, welcoming them, but presenting them with everything quite transparently about what we're doing and how we're growing and how we're building and what we're delivering, but also allowing them to be engaged in it at with no investment to start with. So come in, play our games. Like, you can play all of our games. You can participate. You can read and enjoy all of our adventure story and listen to all of that. You can engage with our metaverse content in the expo center and the games we have there, and the information, the movie nights and the other things we do there, but also the holders lounge and all that sort of stuff. You can do all of that. You can engage with 90% of what we do and all of our content at no cost. When the trading card game comes out, you can play it for free at no cost. You don't have to be an NFT holder to play those games. And that's a good thing, because it means that, yes, it's important for us to mint the collection, and we raise funds that we can put towards the development that we're building, obviously, naturally. But we want people to engage with the content in such a way as to be comfortable that they know that they're investing in something that's actually legitimate and has already delivered. They're not investing in something which is hey, in 12 months' time or 24 months' time, we might release a game. No. Yeah. We've released 3 games already. 4 if you count the treasure hunt. We've already released metaverse content. We've already got 2 comics. We've already got 4.5 hours of audiobook lore. We have got content out the wazoo. Aussie term. And we can provide all of that to people right up front. And then if they like what they see, and if they like the purpose that we're involved in and the mission and the cause, and they think that we're good at running a business, then invest, because that's what actually good, smart people do. That's how they invest. So that's what we would expect. Yeah. So, and I'm sure you're exactly the same with how you operate.
I'm 100% people can do exactly what they choose to do. And if they choose to just be a community participant, great. If they choose just a window shop and just to sit there in the Discord, great. Yep. If they choose to invest, great. It doesn't, I know this sounds like a negative against my own project, but I seriously do not care if you do or don't invest. I like it if you do, but I don't dislike you because you don't.
That's right.
You are a free person to do whatever you want to do. And that's why, I can't dictate what a chart does. We're obviously in the token side of stuff. I can't dictate what a chart does. It has its ups and downs. Okay. As I could explain in fairly brief terms, with calf, that's not such a bad thing because you're rewarded in BTC. So it's okay if people want to trade the project. That's fine. It's not intended just to buy and hold the thing. Of course it's intended to trade. That's how the cause gets its funds to do what we do. Albeit we haven't got there yet, of course, but that it's always a work in progress, as you know.
But the foundations are there for what you're building.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And you're doing something legitimately, and you're doing something transparently, and you're not trying to manipulate the chart and not trying to manipulate the bottom line. And that's what happens.
The money to do that.
Well, that's right. But that's what happens in dodgy projects. They manipulate the charts or they manipulate the floor price. One of the things you see in NFTs is people saying to their community, go out and sweep the floor to artificially inflate the floor price of the NFTs. That's absolutely wrong on so many
I've never heard these terms.
Oh, mate, it's all over the NFT market. And I got to tell you, it's so completely wrong because all you're doing is artificially manipulating the floor price and it won't last. So if you're doing it, it's a bad thing, in my opinion. And I've actually posted a thread on X or Twitter explaining each of the steps as to why it's actually a bad thing for a business in Web3 to promote such an activity. Because that market manipulation, which is what it is, doesn't have any long-term benefits for the business. So,
but that's just not what refi projects do. Like,
correct.
It's not in the heart. It's not in the spirit of the project. You know, like
if you want to increase floor price, you offer more value. You offer more utility. That's how you increase floor price, by increasing buy pressure. We had that conversation the other day. If you want to increase the floor price, increase buy pressure by adding value and utility, which is what we're both doing.
Jason's got this little question here. That there's, well, not so much a question, a statement, that we're starting trial drum lines along the Illawarra coast.
Look,
and they were doing that in WA too, I think.
My preference, rather than drumline or nets or anything like that, really, my preference is we educate people on what are the best times to be engaging in swimming and surfing and other activities whereby we're going to encounter shark populations and put ourselves at risk of an inadvertent contact with that species. And a contact with a shark species generally doesn't go well for humans because we are relatively fragile. But if we just educate people on when are the best times to enter the water, be in the water, go surfing or do whatever, rather than just think that we can dictate terms to other species, I think that has a far better long-term effect than to just run drum lines or shark nets. I just don't see that as being, super smart. Now, I know there are certain circumstances where there might be a situation where you want to take a particular shark that's causing an issue out of the equation. I get it. That's not necessarily harmful. And also sustainable fishing is not harmful if it's sustainable. But there are certain practices which are not in the best interest of the species that we're trying to engage with. And they're not in the best interest of us long-term either. So, I think we have to be willing to adjust ourselves as much as we want to adjust other species. So, sorry, Jason, I get on a bit of a rant with that sort of stuff, but
that can be a difficult thing to try and accomplish, though, is to get people to say that they can take a back seat to something else,
isn't it? Like we are the alpha predator,
You always want to dominate every bloody environment, and it's like
don't get upset when you get attacked by a shark if you're swimming during their general feeding.
Well, most of it's accidental anyway.
Oh yeah, it's mistaken identity. But if you go swimming at the times, generally, obviously dusk and dawn are two interesting times. But if you go swimming at those times, you more often than not, that's the times that sharks are looking to start to feed and find prey. If you're out there in that environment at that time, then the chances of a mistaken identity attack go up. And that's what we're trying to avoid, because it's not there. They're not deliberately out to get us. They don't want us. We're not their preferred food source. They're just, testing with the only appendage they've got, which is their mouth. And we don't fare well to that. So, just all we have to do is just be a bit considerate about when we're engaging in their environment.
Yeah. The cost of your NFTs.
Yeah, so we're on the Polygon network. We actually launched originally on the Ethereum network, but the fees on Ethereum were just horrendous. But we launched on Ethereum at the time because Polygon really wasn't well regarded at that time, back in October 21. So we did launch on Ethereum. We've since migrated to Polygon in May of this year, and the mint price is 50 Matic. And the reason we're on Polygon is because of the gaming, because of the trading card game that's coming. There is going to be transactions that occur in the background. So when you're playing the trading card game with your NFT as one of your cards, you can upgrade those cards. And when you're upgrading those cards, those are upgraded on the blockchain. So there's background transactions occurring, and we want to keep the fee structure of those transactions really, really low, because it allows players to do this at a very affordable way, because they're spending pieces of 8 on them, and it means that we're not paying exorbitant fees. Yeah.
And what are pieces of 8 that you just mentioned?
Yeah, so pieces of 8 are our off-chain currency. So unlike yourself, we don't have an on-chain token. We have an off-chain currency called pieces of 8. Now that exists in our ecosystem and throughout our ecosystem. And what you can do with it, you can earn pieces of 8 playing all of our games. So our Shark Attacks Discord game, which is a custom Discord bot, you can earn pieces of 8 in that. You can earn it playing competitions and prizes and poker games and other games in our Discord. You can also earn it by completing quests in our Minecraft MMO RPG. And you can earn it in our metaverse environments via the activities we have in there, like the treasure hunt in the Expo Center. You collect all 15 coins, you earn 500 pieces of 8. And then eventually, when the trading card game's launched, you can players of that game, whether they're Web 2 or Web 3, can buy pieces of 8 on the website for the trading card game and use those pieces of 8 to upgrade their cards, makes the cards more capable and powerful. So, there are 7 classes. Each of the 7 classes has 3 subclasses. They're all upgrade classes. And each of the cards has 5 equipment slots. And there's already 33 different pieces of equipment, each with 4 levels. So it's very complex in terms of the game. It's a strategy-based game. It's been described by very well-known game developers and very experienced game developers as what Hearthstone wanted to be, but isn't. It's a very high-quality strategic game. That actually, you can have a look at the game guide, full game guide in our Discord. It's there, so you can use pieces of 8 in that as well. And then you can spend pieces of 8, as I mentioned, in the trading card game, also on custom gear in the Minecraft game. You can buy merch from our merch range with pieces of 8, and you can buy fresh mint NFTs with the pieces of 8 as well. So there's heaps of ways you can utilize that currency, but it's not on-chain, it's off-chain. So,
See, at the moment, 50 Matic is about $67, nearly $68.
Yep.
So it's thereabouts for that.
And on that point, so one of the other games we've got is the Surf's Up game board. Now that plays every month. There's a new board comes out, and it's an automatic game board that lives on the website, and it's like a digital scratch and win. So if you've got NFTs, you can. Hey, Scottish lass.
You're never late.
Yeah, true.
You're never late.
If you hold the NFTs,
you just got to replay it.
That's right, yeah. If you hold the NFTs in your wallet, you can go to that game board and click claim on each of the rows. And if your NFT shows up, you win Matic every month. So there's a chance for everyone to earn, even if you hold one NFT, you can earn 30 Matic in a month just by holding that NFT if it comes up on those rows. If you hold more NFTs, you can actually claim on more rows because you're completing sets. So we pay out probably around anywhere between 400 and 700 Matic a month on that game board, and you can win up to 1,500 if you are lucky. Some of the rows are really difficult to get. They're the sort of the low percentage chance win rows, but they pay really high. Like there are 2 rows where you can earn 300 Matic if you win that row. And there's another one which is 180 Matic. So there's some good prizes to win. And that 181's gone off twice now. So, so there's decent chances to win. So
yeah. So that's a little bit of info on the NFT side of stuff. Obviously, the Polygon is super easy on your MetaMask. Obviously, you just select the Polygon blockchain. You can obviously just buy Matic, easy enough. But you even accept BSC BEP20 Matic too, you said?
No, it's ERC.
No?
It's ERC.
Oh, okay.
So on the Ethereum chain. Yeah. It's on the Matic chain, the Polygon Matic chain.
Yeah. So it has to be the Matic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Unlike you, you can accept Matic for Calf token, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I can accept just about everything now.
And how does that work?
Well, I got a crypto link set me up with a widget on my calfproject.com website, and it's set up just with the default as BSC, but of course you enter in whatever currency that you have. And so the other day, someone bought in Avalanche, AVAX, bought Calf token. So you can do cross-chain as easy as that. You just connect up your wallet with, for argument's sake, your Matic on Polygon, and you can then purchase Calf token on Binance by going through the crypto link widget that's on my website. Now, there's a couple of devices that seem to have a few issues with the widget because MetaMask have changed. I need the terminology for this one before I say too much. MetaMask have changed the iframe, have disabled all iframe widgets from mobile devices, and so you have to then enter the website into the browser of the wallet, so into the browser of MetaMask, and then you can access the widget and operate the widget from within your MetaMask wallet. Obviously, super easy to do it, and I've got on my website right beside the widget, I have a little button there that just has a Gitbook demonstration of four little photos or screenshots that show exactly what to do if you encounter that issue. But we've made it so we can, because my real passion is to, when we reach out and do joint collaborations with other projects, of course I want the love to go both ways, and of course you do too, as I do. So really the only way that I can possibly make that work is by being able to do the cross-chain. There's a word for interoperability or something, but my tongue doesn't do the word. So
interoperability, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, that one. We'll go with you.
No, 100% correct. Yep.
So that's the thing about getting the widget up and away was then, if someone chooses to do so, they're able to support Calf token. Now,
is it a benefit to you to have that available on partner websites? Like, for example, the ability to buy Calf is on your website and so forth. But would it be beneficial to have it on other websites, like, say, for example, ours?
As if I would ever say no to that.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is something which can be done from our side to help your cause as well, right?
Like far out. That would just be massive. You're almost putting tears in my eyes, mate, just coming up with stuff like that.
That's all good. I do want to go back a bit as well. I'm sorry I missed this earlier, Jason, but I hadn't looked at Injective Chain for gaming, and to be honest, I haven't even heard of it. So I need to obviously look into that a bit more. Certainly, I think Polygon has been very good as a chain for gaming, and it's got a very big gaming population behind it. So from a marketing perspective, Polygon is a good choice for gaming. But I will have a look at that Injective as well, because I hadn't heard of it previously. I just want to go back to that comment, but yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to bring that one up and just see if you had a comment on that. I don't, like, I've never asked the guys at CryptoLink to whether I can do the widget on more than one website, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, because it's just an embedded code that you just have on their website.
I think so.
So obviously, if I could have that widget on your website, for argument's sake, and as a supportive thing for Calf, that would just be huge, of course.
I don't see
It
any
gives
reason why we
people a
can't.
choice to, because I'm sure you can have links on your website as well, as I will have on mine, that allows for people to investigate the different partner programs to try and spread the love of refi projects that are actually doing things in the space.
We've got
Obviously, if we can do that,
we've got a partner page on our website already, and
yes,
adding that makes sense.
Mm.
It's not about like anything else. I mean, like you would say as well, it's not financial advice. You want people to do their own research, and the same is true both ways. But at the end of the day, if we can add more coverage and more market awareness to what you're doing through exposure, thank you. Why wouldn't we? To me, that makes perfect sense. So.
And of course, it goes both ways because, I'd like to have your details on minting. So then people on our side of the fence, I don't want it to be yours and ours. But of course, we have our own communities. But I want people to be able to interact, participate in other projects that are actually doing legitimate, proper stuff. And g'day, Jason. Thank you very much. Jason's awesome. Thank you. It's great to see you here, mate. Thank you. And of course to Sani as well. Thank you for joining in. It's wonderful to see faces from the other side. It's wonderful.
I will look into that, Jason, too. Yeah, I'll have a look more into that.
Yeah, there's always. I wonder whether cross-chain suits certain projects more than others. It's always interesting to know or to test the dynamics and the theory behind. But Polygon is a bloody good blockchain.
I think also what we've got to understand is understanding where our place is in the ecosystem, because I don't believe everyone can be everything, and I don't try and be everything. And I know you're the same. I think it's important that we kind of stick to our lane a little bit and deliver on what we've said we're going to deliver on, and kind of be very focused on that delivery. So for us, it's about bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. Our products, our metaverse project products, and our trading card game, which are the two biggest items in our deliverables chain. Those items are just as well geared to Web 2 as Web 3. In fact, you could play the trading card game in its entirety and reach the highest levels and play in all the tournaments and win tournaments and never have to deal in cryptocurrency or NFTs because you're doing it all through fiat and through generic cards and through points earned. If you have NFTs, so if you hold our NFTs and you're playing that game, you can also play the game fully, but you've got a few extra benefits in the sense that you could rent your card to other players and earn a passive income through that card rental, which means if you're playing the game and you're upgrading the cards to really high levels, and say you're playing with some rare cards like some, the Mermaid Queen or the Blue Siren or those sort of things, then you can actually rent those out. They'll be desirable to other players, and that desire means you'll be able to generate a revenue stream from those cards. So there are certain values associated with the NFTs in that environment, but it means that the game is still fully functioning without any reliance on Web3, without any reliance on crypto or blockchain. And I think that means that we're not forcing it down people's throats. We're bringing Web2 people along on the journey if they're interested in it. And if they're not interested in it, we're not excluding them. And I think that's important as well. So, and the same is true of the Metaverse Center. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, good points.
Right. Well, there was a whole lot in that 20 minutes or 30 minutes of what I was kind of getting into thinking was that, you're talking about the developments and all that sort of stuff. And it kind of it almost makes me feel like I'm wading in deep water because I've already done everything. Because with Calf Project, we're doing it all the time now. Like, we are actually, because it's not an environmental thing where it's something that's out of your boundaries. Like, the calves are on our farm, we're doing it ourselves right now. That's where on my YouTube and TikTok and wherever you'll see content that I'll put out there. That's us doing our thing.
Yep.
And we're already doing what we can to make the positive change, because we've got our boundaries, which is the deliverance from the dairy or from farmers that need our help with various livestock animals, and we get our fair share of that. Which helps to stop, like, forced euthanasia, because even beef farmers will euthanize, not wanting to, but will euthanize a abandoned calf. Usually twins have a high rate of being abandoned, one of the twins, or that the mother passes away. And it's because the farmer doesn't have the ability within themselves to rear a calf anymore or to look after the animal. They don't have the resources of the milk that we do. I know you can buy powdered milk and that for livestock, but for the commercial viability of it, farmers, when they look at all of that extra time they have to put into it, it's very difficult for them to do it. But for someone like ourselves that is doing it every single day of the year, because we never get a day off, every single day of the year, adding in another calf or two or three essentially makes no difference to us. So we can take in those abandoned or orphan calves, or of course dairy bulls and heifers, and it just is what it is. It's just what we do. So it's kind of funny when you're talking about these aspirational things, like you're working with these companies that are, it's a progressive work in progress. They're always working on trying to find, as you've said, better ways of education and get the message across to people. But for my little project, like, it's already done. Like, we're doing what we can do, and we're doing all of what we can do. There's no, we certainly can't change the world for what we're doing. And if anyone isn't aware that, I don't want to dwell on this at all, but I'm a disabled farmer in a way that I'm recovering from a brain tumor. And, I've got 2 buggered arms and 2 buggered legs, with osteoarthritis. And, there's, I can only do so much, and I do as much as I can within the space that we do. And, unfortunately, we had to reduce our numbers a bit with the medical conditions that I had, but I had no choice. But we're still pushing ahead with doing everything that we pledged to do. And that's not changing anytime soon. Obviously, one day it will. I can't promise when that will happen, but one day we just can't continue to do what we're doing. But, it's not a profitable enterprise upon itself to deal with bull calves. And that's why I originally came up with the idea of trying to make a project that could help support that. And if you talk to any of the farmers in our district, they'll always tell you that our business is being tried time and time again. And every single time it has failed, because it's a failed business. You couldn't do a business case study for it, to get validity, to show a bank to get a mortgage, for argument's sake. It doesn't. The numbers just don't add up. It doesn't work. But we are still doing what we're doing because we're not activists at all, but we don't want to see just perfectly healthy little animals going to waste, getting euthanized for no. I know that every animal meets its maker at some stage, like forms part of the beef food chain or whatever it might be. But at least they've served their purpose and they're doing their thing. Like, and it's not just a wasted life. Like, they get to live their life, and like, I can't dictate where they end up, but of course you can't have a world full of just pets or pet cows for that matter. Like, of course, like, come on. It takes a lot of food, a lot of room to feed an animal. I think I'm getting a good comment here.
Yeah.
Is a farmer cool? Nice. What sort of farming does he do? I'm always really super interested whenever someone pops up a little statement like that. I would love to know what sort of, depending on where you're from in the world, because I'm not sure where Justin's from.
He's in the US. Yeah.
US. So does he grow corn? That seems to be a massive thing in the US. But it's just one of those things where you can see a problem and you can try and fix the problem. And in our own little way, we've done a lot of calves, and a lot of calves have lost money. But we're doing our bit for the animal kingdom, as I put it. Like, and of course, you're doing your bit by developing this program and already helping in your own way with fins attached to try and make a difference in some little way, and hopefully a bigger way, but in the way that you're able to do it.
Over time, it'll be a big way, but certainly at the moment, every step that we take has been a step of delivering some impact, and I think we've funded, I think it's 8 shark tags now, and they range in price from $600 US for acoustic to $1,200 US for satellite tags. So they're not cheap. But we've funded those, and we continue to do that along with our development of our project's deliverables, because it's important that we deliver for our investors as well. And this is creating revenue streams that will then help us to deliver a lot more. So we're not reliant on NFT sales into the future. That is a small aspect of the business. The trading card game and the Metaverse Education Center are the large revenue generators, which will help us to deliver a lot more shark tags, and a lot more research, and a lot more lobbying. So, and obviously return on investment for our holders. So, which is the key.
So, your next video is about the gamification of your.
Which one was that one?
I think it was.
Or the trading card game?
No, the trading card game. That video, 2 minutes 50. I would like to play for people to watch that.
Yeah, please.
And we want to hear some feedback and hear your words on what it is about it. So bear with us, everyone. We're going to do a 2 minute 50 video now of what salty sharks do. So let's do it.
Aquatic Metaverse is an Australian company and veteran of the Web3 NFT market that educates, entertains, and engages people of all ages on the importance of marine species conservation, specifically for sharks. With a Minecraft role-playing game already released, and over 25 chapters of rich, immersive, and engaging adventure story available in audiobook as well as written form in English, Japanese, and Brazilian Portuguese, this brand is reframing sharks from villains to heroes. Having recently released the first comic adaptation of their adventure story to wide acclaim, they have completed the second issue, a double episode of the Adventures of the Salty Seven. These comics are available to own as NFT covers, granting the holders full rights to download print-ready files and sell to local stores, friends, and family. Shortly, the Salty Sharks brand will release a hugely anticipated digital trading card game that utilizes blockchain technology to ensure players can own, upgrade, and then trade their cards, building the perfect deck to suit their play style in this chess meets Magic the Gathering style game. Free to play, this game will be available on Apple, Android, and as a web-based game too. Lastly, and most ambitiously, Aquatic Metaverse seeks to replicate real-world aquariums as virtual online experiences to be enjoyed globally, at home, in schools, libraries, technical colleges, and universities. The marine biologists and professional staff of these real-world aquariums will be able to deliver their messages of conservation and understanding to a massive audience for a very low annual subscription cost. Holders of the Salty Sharks NFT share in the revenue from these virtual aquariums, as well as benefit from more utility and value than almost any Web3 brand can match. Integrity, transparency, partnerships with real-world conservation agencies like Fins Attached in the U.S. and real-world aquariums, and a message of hope that sharks that have existed for millions of years will not go extinct on our watch. Join the Mermaid Queen and her salty sharks today. Play the games, read or listen to the adventure story, and adopt a shark with me in our quest to save this incredible species. To find out more, visit their website at saltysharks.io or visit them on Twitter at saltysharksnft. It's conservation through adventure.
Right, how was that? That's pretty damn cool, man.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Oh, I think what you're doing is pretty damn cool too.
I just don't have all the glitz and glamour. I get lots of poo.
Yeah, I don't really want the poo side of it so much, but yeah.
I get plenty of that. I get lots and lots of that.
Good for the garden, so that's important. So,
yeah, that. I obviously love the idea of these virtual aquariums and stuff like that, where you can make it more interactive for people to actually, don't have to actually have these massive infrastructure things built to, and the captivity and all of the things that go with doing that. Whereas you can do that using the tech that we have. Like
I've spoken to schools as well, and schools that I've spoken to are very keen on the idea, because at the moment they'd have to travel, hundreds of kilometers to visit aquariums and take their kids on these excursions and stuff, and to be able to do them virtually, where the children can learn at their own pace, which is another important learning tool, as well as gamify the experience and the learning process, is really quite attractive to the schools. So I know it's something that is sought after and is supported. So I'm very keen to continue to bring it to fruition.
Absolutely. Now, if obviously just stating what the NFTs, yes, they're fit for purpose. That's what they do. And lives in Texas now.
Beyond. Appreciate that.
Washington State, Northwest USA. Right, up there. Yeah, that's right. I remember where Washington State is. Yep. Yeah, people like Leon and that, of course. So, and Whale Miner from my side of the community obviously are liking what they're seeing with your promotional video content and stuff like that. But these are things that you're actually doing. Like, these are being done.
Yeah, this isn't promised. This is being delivered. So.
No, that's right. It's being done all the time, and obviously it takes steps to do it. And you're still obviously fundraising through NFT sales to, get not so much to an end goal, but at least take the next step to the next big chapter when
well,
to be part of evolution.
To be fair and fully transparent, we've built 80% of the trading card game already. There's 20% left to go. And that's, the dollar wise, that's looking at around about the $12,000 to complete that trading card game. So just to give people an idea of how much we've spent, like I've invested a ton of my own funds into this project to build. Just want to say goodnight to Jason as well, mate. Thanks for
good night, Jason.
being on the video. So take care. But yeah, so we've invested a lot already, and we've built a lot already, and there's 20% to go. And and that 20% has a cost associated with it. So, but that's where the NFT sales comes in, because that's how we deliver the rest of that development, so that when we launch the game itself creates the revenue for the next stages, and it becomes a snowball effect. So so that's where it's up to.
But that's what we're hoping for, is to see if we can get community to help one another out in these refi projects, to use your heart. And like, if you know of friends or family or people on the internet, like in our own communities or other communities or whatever, if you can help spread the word of projects that are actually doing good things, then great. Thank you. It's obviously hugely appreciated by all of us, because it allows like Salty Sharks to make a change in the world. It allows me to continue to make a change in my little way. It's always important. But what I want to just mention briefly, I know this is me taking a bit of the limelight, but I just want to explain to people that might want to watch this from your side of the fence, that don't understand Calf Token, is that Calf Token, it's just 5 million supply, but there's 2 treasuries that are with Calf Token. The biggest wallet holder that you'll see is the Calf Token treasury itself. That is basically, that earns BTCB, which is utilized to maintain the token, like add liquidity, things like that. And the other big wallet that's there, which is about 10% of the supply, that is actually a farm treasury, which that earns BTCB, and then that helps to support the cause of the calves. But that is the only 2 draws that are taken. Now, the fees that are charged are 8% on buy, 8% on sell, but 100% of that goes to every single holder in BTCB. And so everyone will see that. You've got to hold about 250, I think it is, before you get the token trackers, because otherwise it's such a small amount that the gas is far outweighs the reward. So there's obviously, for protocol cost limitation, you obviously got to have a limit of tokens. But if you start with 50 tokens and go to 100 and then go to 300, all 300 of them will get token trackers. So don't feel that you're going to miss out. Even if you can only afford a little bit, you will still get your token trackers once you get over the protocol threshold, which I'm pretty sure was like 250 tokens. But obviously we're not talking very much money for 250 tokens at 3.5 cents each. So I haven't done the maths on that, but it wouldn't be very much. You got your flying calculator there? Here we go.
$7.50.
Yeah, that's right. So it's not very much. So once you get, say, $8 or something like that, then you get your token trackers and you start getting BTCB. But you got to remember that obviously if you only have that smaller amount, you're not going to get a lot of BTCB. But it's all the same as everyone else, but it's all relative to how many you own. But yeah, I just want to make that point really clear, that it is 100% of the fees are returned to holders. That's the buy and sell fees to holders in BTCB. So there is no siphoning off the top or anything like that. It doesn't exist. The only place where the protocol gets revenue from that is the 2 treasuries that there is. The main one for the token, which of course helps to, build liquidity or whatever it needs to do. And the other one is obviously for the farm project. But even then, the wallet isn't overly big, being 10%. So that's the way it's set up at the moment. So I don't see that changing now, because Calf Token is really nicely set up for people to have a quality product, but you've got to obviously do your own due diligence, make up your own mind, see if it's a project for you. But that's how it works. That's the nuts and bolts of it, and what it does. So,
sensational.
yeah, I would like to do some NFTs at some stage, with some, like, whether we do artified realistic photo compositions or something, but we've been talking about a little bit of collaboration on that side of it as well, with the contacts and networking that you have, because of course it all goes round. You can help each other out,
Correct.
with different things like that. And you saw a little tiny production today that I got my video man to whip up for us, to show our joint collaboration. Called it epic too. I did.
Oh, wow, I think I called it
Yeah.
epic. I think as well. I think I pretty reiterated that.
So-
Very well done.
So obviously little bits of content like that, we chuck it over Twitter and that. So if people could please join our Twitters, follow us on both sides of the fence, retweet, things like that is obviously a massive help, because organic growth means that you need people doing something, from the real side of the fence, not, sending it off to bots just to make it look good. It's actual
pop
people.
Pop into both communities, ask questions, talk to people. I mean, and I know you guys do the same thing, but we're more about learning, getting to know who people are, and sort of getting interested in their lives and what they do and how they are from day to day. It's not always about the project; it's about the people. So come and have a chat, talk to us, talk to you guys over in Cause for Calves, because I know you guys do the same. Very family oriented. I love it.
I've got the details for our discourse and stuff down in the description. So if anyone wants that sort of information, please go there and have a look. I could be one of those YouTubers and say, do it, give us a thumbs up and hit
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yeah. I can do this fancy stuff here. I seen this the other day. Now it's probably going to take me forever to do it because I never do it. Oh, here we go. There we go. Look at that. I can do that. And and of course this one.
Yes.
Please do that. Like, we can't emphasize that enough. You got to make up your own mind for exactly what you want to do. But
could not agree more.
All we can do is to try and explain exactly what we're doing and what we're trying to do, and then hopefully you'll join the journey and have a wonderful experience along the way, learn some things. I try and do some animal ethics stuff along the way, animal husbandry stuff along the way. As you'll see in my YouTube, I've got some abandoned calves and things like that as they come in, and the certain treatments that we have to do, like colostrum treatments and whatever, to try and educate people on, how things are done, because of course you don't know unless you see it. I know people can always Google it and whatever, but I'm giving you, you can see me do it, and then you can even ask me questions. Of course,
it's more personal.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm already married, so I can't do animal husbandry, but I can do educational videos, and I do educational videos on sharks.
Yeah.
So same as what you're doing. So excuse my bad husbandry joke.
we all try, but I don't know.
It's our
have
humor.
our moments.
Yes, it's our humor.
But yeah. Sorry, I'm a chronic pain patient, so I'm on buprenorphine patches, and that's why you see me jump around in my seat a bit, because I always get, and I'm not exactly on the most comfortable of seats, but like it's just a bar stool and it's got like zero foam padding and stuff, but oh well. But if you see me jumping around a fair bit, it's not just me ADD. It's also that I'm kind of hurting a lot when I do certain things.
All right, mate. I'll move around in support. There you go. I'm moving around in support.
So
I got
just
you,
so everyone is, thanks for that.
You're
so
welcome.
everyone's just clear on the the reasons why certain things happen. Oh, Jason, I thought you were going to bed.
No, he did, didn't he?
Oh, well, this is after he went to bed. He goes and does this.
Yeah, true. He did. It was just that was his parting comment. No, it was only a minute afterwards. So,
and yeah, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channels and things like that, because obviously the more people do stuff to interact, the better it is for the
algorithms.
The algorithm, that's the word. You knew I was stuck.
No, that's all. I'm here to help.
Yeah, I need it. After we've been talking a while, my brain starts to get bogged down with I'm deaf in this ear because I had an acoustic neuroma brain tumor. But it's not just deaf. Like, this one doesn't do anything. It's screaming really loud in tinnitus. And so it bogs my brain down and gives me like sensory overload. And so it makes it sometimes even hard to communicate or find words or do things like that, especially after a conversation has gone for a while and you've been trying to think and look like you've got some sort of smarts. So yeah, I know Texas is south. And everyone says everything's bigger in Texas. Well, you should look at the state of WA compared to the state of Texas, and you'll see what big is.
We don't want to be having a competition. It's not a fight.
Having a little sword fight here.
Yeah, as long as it's a sword fight. If it's a gunfight, you're going to lose.
Well, I suppose there's plenty of rednecks in Texas too. I bet.
All good.
Freedom of arms and stuff like that. All the fun stuff that we're not allowed to do in Australia, but
that's it.
That's all right. Yeah, so we're not going to go on for hardly any longer. That is just a great little in-depth discussion about what both projects are doing and predominantly what the Salty Sharks are doing. And it's obviously wonderful to hear that there's like-minded people in the world that are actually making a change, doing things to make a change, make a bigger change. And it's just really good. And yeah, I think that everyone can see why we're getting together, well, have got together, because that's what we're all about, is just having a fair dinkum crack at just making things a little bit better for the animal world, whether it be fish or sharks or calves at that, goats and sheep and everything else that we have to deal with. And by the way, if anyone's wondering, we only have a small little farm. It's only about 38 acres. Probably about 10 of that is probably used for calves, I suppose. We used to do anything up to about 1,000 calves a year, but now we're limited to one dairy, which is about 400, I think they've got. So that's all. But like I said, I had to downsize because if you look at my YouTube videos, I explain my medical conditions and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that's just the way life goes. I'm getting older. I'm obviously have me few little ailments, as we all do. And obviously, there's plenty of people that are worse off than I understand that. But, we're all just doing what we can do for the betterment of the humankind. So it's wonderful to meet people like Rob and the Salty Sharks. In the community where we're from, it almost makes it like we felt quite isolated from reality to a degree, because we were just dealing with DeFi projects that are all much more on the fakey, hypey sort of stuff. and it was very difficult to sort of function in that space. But it is what it is, and you make your own decisions. I know, but it's just wonderful now to be spreading our wings out and meeting others that are, like I say, like-minded and are doing things for the betterment of the animal. So it's great to meet you, Rob, to be associated with you guys, and
likewise, Keith.
it's
It's
wonderful.
been a real honor. Yeah, and we'll work to get that widget on our website for you and see if we can't get a bit more traction going your way.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have a talk to the guys about that at CryptoLink, and I do understand that there is a few little issues with when you're dealing with Web3 stuff like the widget. You do sometimes come across some little technical difficulties, like I said, opening it in the browser of the wallet or something, but nothing is insurmountable. Like if there's issues, please just let us know. I'll talk to the boys at CryptoLink and try and find answers to the problems that we might encounter. And life goes on. Like it's okay. Like it's not a problem.
Problems are meant to be solved.
Yeah, but of course, like a lot of their problems are out of their control. Like for instance, MetaMask, how they changed the way that wallets work with the iframe widgets. Obviously, they've got no control over that, and of course, Trust Wallet, etc., all followed suit to whatever MetaMask done, and that's just the way it is. So, but there is workarounds and whatever, but yeah, that's where we're up to so far. I am looking at doing a fiat purchase in the not too distant future. So that's probably using like Skip Shift or something like that, where people can purchase with fiat. So that's, and that goes both ways. They can off ramp and on ramp, basically just like that. That was a click of the fingers, by the way. It's hard on camera. You wave around and you beat the frame rate. So yeah, there's obviously things that are progressing on that side, because making ease of access is obviously really important within projects, and I want to obviously discuss more about the accessibility of what your DApp is to purchase NFTs, and so I can obviously publicize that a lot more on our side of the fence, and try and get some volume, hopefully, with that sort of participation. And then guess what? You can accomplish the things that you have your dreams on.
That's it.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, and at the moment it's pretty sort of simple in the sense that it's Matic. So it's a connect your wallet, make sure you're on the Matic chain, make sure you have Matic in your wallet, and away you go. Yeah.
And everyone on our side has done NFTs, so they're not strangers to NFTs. No. So it's obviously super easy for people to do NFTs. Once they're purchased an NFT on Polygon, do they have to enter the contract number to see it appear in their MetaMask or something like that?
The best way to do it is to go to the collection site on OpenSea, and you'll see it. You'll see it. Connect your wallet, and you'll see it on OpenSea.
Yeah,
easy as.
Yeah, because with the ones on Binance, you could enter the token contract within MetaMask, and then you can also see it directly in your wallet. It doesn't make it arrive in your wallet; it's already sitting in your wallet, but it just makes it visual in your wallet rather than having to use the.
I believe the same is true, but I think that OpenSea platform is just it's very straightforward, very easy.
Yeah.
The links are all in our official links. Only use official links.
Yeah.
Please
do that, everyone. Like,
don't use anything other than the official links, and you'll be safe that way.
And we've all got official links behind pages that you can't write in, so people can't change what's been posted in there. So never ever click a link that's in a page which anyone could post that, because you can get fake Robs or fake Keiths posting fake dApps, and guess what? Next thing you've lost your tokens, and
you've got to be very, very safe. Yeah.
So please just do it behind, the safety of ones that only have the permission for you to click on, not to enter anything in it. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with any project that you use the absolute right one. I had a fake Keith the Crypto Farmer. It just had a full stop in front of Keith the Crypto. But of course, that means we're getting famous, like
that's right.
You get the copies, but you just got to realize that the crypto space is full of people that want to take advantage of you. And so, play it safe. Just if in doubt, ask questions of ourselves. We're always available, most of the time, always available on Discord to answer the questions, to make sure it's authentic and real and proper, the link or whatever. And then no fear, it's done, easy. So, yeah.
And the other thing on that point, I think it's worth saying, is that there will, and I'm pretty sure you'll be the same, but definitely from our side, is there's never any such thing as you have to jump in now and buy something now, or you're going to miss out. That will never happen. That is not the case. We're not interested in that hype and FOMO.
No.
You are never rushed to do anything. Just follow the guidelines, follow the official links. There'll be plenty of communication and announcements channel. And there just won't be any stealth drops or stealth mints or anything like that crazy. That's all the fraud stuff. We don't engage in any of that. So very straightforward.
And of course, Calf token is just a token trading on Binance. So you can never miss anything. There's never any airdrops or things like that. I do prize giveaways in my Discord for like Royal Rumble. And if anyone joins my Discord, please join up to Royal Rumble, which is in the giveaway chat room. And in that one, you can't type in there, but you can click the emoji to play Royal Rumble. And at the moment, if I get 60 people, I'm doing 60 calf giveaway. So as soon as we get to 60 people, then I'll do a draw for 60 calf. So please join my Discord and go to the giveaway channel and click the little emoji for that Royal Rumble, and please enjoy my little video that I put in there. Each of the Royal Rumble rounds, when I'm giving out an award, I just put a little short video, and hopefully people enjoy that. Nice. Just to my little bit of free advertising, so to speak, even though it cost me by offering up the reward. And those tokens that are given are my personal tokens that I buy. And you'll see that same wallet that gives to you. You can obviously go to Dex Greener and click on it, and you'll see the wallet transactions that wallet does, which is all buys. It's only small amounts because I obviously don't have a huge amount of money, but that's where those tokens are legitimately bought. They're not minted or anything like that. There's no increase in supply, or they're not from the treasuries. They're just from my personal holdings. So you feel free to.
And we'll do giveaways as well. So if you play Shark Attacks in our Discord, which is our Discord bot game, you have to be active in playing it. You can't just click and
just
wait.
Be prepared to go fast.
Yeah, be prepared to go fast. 8 players, 10 rounds, and it's full on, but it's a lot of fun. So if you've played Battleships before, you'll understand how it works. But it's a very custom Discord game bot and a lot of fun. And there are prizes and rewards in pieces of 8. So definitely come and play that as well as Royal Rumble and get involved in both.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool game, the Shark Attack. As you know, we've participated in a few of the games now. Yeah. But there was one game I was playing, and then it was like someone else got me spot, and then someone else got me, and it happened 3 times. And then when I put in another code, because it's just like A10 or whatever, it's pretty simple. I eventually got in just before I was timed out, so that worked out really good. But you certainly got to be on your game. Like, it's very interactive, and like it's very
It's
good for
competitive.
participation. So
Yep.
yeah, it's good.
And very competitive.
So,
People get very competitive about it. So
yeah, when you learn how it works, like where you see someone's got a hit, obviously you just go near them and then you'll see the ship pop up. And so it's really cool like that, where, you know, it shows what's been hit, and it's even got land or sea mines in it, and, you know, where you get stunned and things like that. So,
and treasure
yeah, no,
chest. Treasure
yeah.
chest as well, yeah. So yeah, it's good fun game. So
Yeah, so please join their Discord and have a look at their games, and on both sides. Just
yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, everyone. We're gonna call it quits now. I say, you any parting words? You done?
I just had to go join the Royal Rumble, so I just did that as well. So I clicked join for the Rumble. So you're up to 41. Yep. So you're
is that
there.
what it is now? Good.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm really testing it now by putting it up to 60. But
I think
please join, and even if it's for nothing else, just join to go into Royal Rumble, and then hopefully you'll have a conversation with me. Yes, that's me when you see me there. That's Keith the Crypto Farmer, or course for the Calves, I think I am. So yeah, please have a chat. I'd love to hear where people are from and what they do, and the environment and stuff of where people live, and your own personal challenges if you have any. Obviously, I've got my fair share of personal medical issues, and I like to be a sounding board for people who need that sort of sounding board. I love having conversations about whatever it might be that's on your mind. So yeah, just have a chat.
That's it. And thank you very much for the opportunity. I really loved catching up with you on this live chat. So thank you, and look forward to continuing to work with you and continue to bring awareness to Cause for Calves and everything else we're doing.
I just had it on me banners because I was going to do the outro, and then me got talking quite a bit, and I see Vitruvian Maniac is here. Well done. Thank you very much for joining in and jumping in the Rumble too. That's brilliant to see. Thank you. And of course, backing up what we're saying, please don't do that. It's Kevin V. Thank you very much for joining in. Join the Salty Sharks, yes, and join the absolutely 100%. And Leon's just joined your Discord by the sounds of it. He's going to do his own research. Good move. And great conversation. I'm glad you like it, Leon.
Yeah, absolutely, Leon. And just ask questions. We're open book. So whatever you need to know, ask me and we'll provide it.
And on that note, I'm just getting ready to do my little outro.
All right. Well, thank you again. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. It is greatly appreciated. We love you very much. And we can't do any of this stuff without your support. We put our faces here. We put our voices here. We put our identity here. But without your support, we are nothing. We can't do it. So from the bottom of our heart, it is truly appreciated. And thank you very, very much. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Keith.